I'm going to touch on these options one at a time, and then I'll elaborate on each option. Option number one is the reinstatement of mortgage. Option number two, homeowners, is a loan modification. Option number three is the forbearance agreement. Option number four is the deed in lieu of foreclosure. And option number five, which is the newest option since 2006, maybe 2005, is the short sale. Let's go over these one at a time. Reinstatement of mortgage. And this has to be done prior to your sheriff's sale. Reinstatement of mortgage is simply when a homeowner can pay off past dues, penalties, interest, and any attorney fees that have incurred. That's it. How do you do it? You call your bank or your bank's attorney and ask them, what do you need to do to reinstate your mortgage? At that point, you'll be given a dollar amount that needs to be paid, and a time frame that it needs to be paid, and where to pay. Get that amount in certified funds and reinstate your mortgage. Option number two, the loan modification. A loan modification, homeowners, are simply changing the terms of the loan, i.e. the interest rate. Reducing your interest rate to make your home more affordable. For example, if you had an adjustable rate mortgage, commonly known as an ARM, once that ARM is expired, your rate adjusts, which causes your payment to increase. Let me say it this way. Your ARM expires, your interest rates goes through the roof, and you've gotten behind in your payments, or you're going to get behind in your payments. Now you're scrambling. You're thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay my bills? I can't believe this interest rate got so high. The loan modification, homeowners, is a viable option to avoid foreclosure. Call your lender and ask them if they would consider a loan modification. This option, you can avoid foreclosure and remain in your home. Bless you. That option has to be done prior to the sheriff's sale. Option number three, the forbearance agreement, must be done prior to the sheriff's sale. Forbearance agreement is simply when the lender will take the past due amount, move it to the back of the loan, or they'll divide that amount over the next 3, 6, 9, or 12 months. The first three options we just discussed, which is the reinstatement, the loan modification, and the forbearance. Again, if the lender agrees with the forbearance option with you, and they agree to divide the amount, the past due amount, over the next 3 to 6 months, run your numbers, do your math, and see if you can truly make that payment. And if you can't, but 9 to 12 months will work for you, tell the lender the forbearance option would only work if we divide that amount over the next 9 to 12 months. Ultimately, it comes down to them agreeing with you. But these three options are the only three options that you as a homeowner can implement and stay in your home, avoid foreclosure, and stay in your home simultaneously. They're the only three options that you can implement to stay in your home and avoid foreclosure. Now let's talk about options 4 and 5. 4 and 5 are the final two options to implement to avoid foreclosure. By doing so, you can avoid a foreclosure on your credit report, but you can't save your home, but you can avoid a foreclosure and salvage your credit. I know what you're thinking. You might be thinking, why? Well, if I can't save my home, why would I want to avoid the foreclosure? Here, I'll give you 3 great reasons why. Number 1, it makes it easier to rent a place to live. Why? Because 9 out of 10 times, that landlord's going to pull your credit report. And they're going to see a foreclosure on your credit report. And the first thought that comes in that landlord's mind is, hey, if they can't pay their mortgage, how are they going to pay my rent? So it'll become difficult to rent. 2, it's a quicker recovery time. By avoiding a foreclosure, it makes it easier to recover and rebuild your credit quicker. 3, it'll be easier to obtain a new mortgage down the road. If you don't avoid a foreclosure, statistically, you will not be able to obtain a new mortgage down the road for the next 7 to 10 years, statistically. Right? The deed in lieu of foreclosure. The deed in lieu of foreclosure is just that, in lieu of foreclosure. Homeowners, it's when you sign the deed and all the rights to the title and the ownership of the property back to the bank, the lender. In lieu of, instead of being foreclosed on. Assuming the lender takes this option, once the agreement's been made and all the documents have been recorded, the lender will give you a period of time to vacate the premises. What's that period of time, that time frame? It varies. I don't know. It varies in every situation. In my opinion, the 4th option, the deed in lieu of option, is your last resort option prior to the sheriff's sale. So that means there's only what? One option left, which is the short sale. What's a short sale? A short sale is simply the term originated in the stock market, the short sale of stock. But in the real estate industry, the term short sale means that the lender is willing to take less as a payoff to satisfy the loan. The term short sale originated in the stock market, it's a short sale of stock. But in the real estate industry, the term short sale means that the lender is willing to take less than what's owed on the property to satisfy the loan. A detailed explanation, homeowners, of this short sale is still to come, and I'll cover them. So let's recap these options. What's your first option to avoid foreclosure, homeowners? Number 2? Number 3? Number 4? Number 5? Right. Well, you're learning something today, yes? Great. Now let's go over these top 10 most common hardships that people are faced when they're faced with foreclosure. 1 are people with health issues. They can't work, they're collecting disability, someone had a heart attack, they're collecting disability. Do they make as much money as they used to make? No. Or they're not collecting anything. Or they got huge medical bills. And they're going bankrupt because of the medical bills. By the way, one of our sponsors is a health insurance company. 2, their arms expired. Their interest rates adjusted. 3, they've been victims of predatory lending. 4, divorce is a common situation. 5, the people are overextended. Maybe a number of mortgages, maybe it's credit card bills, maybe it's health issues. Number 6, someone that's lost their job or unemployed. Hello, we're in Metro Detroit. There's a lot of people that's lost their jobs and collected unemployment. 7, people with 2 house payments. What do I mean by this? You know what? Some people bought a house and they were living in their house and they're working and they're saving money and the market's decent and they say, honey, why don't we build our real estate portfolio? Why don't we buy some rental properties? So they buy some properties and then next thing you know, wham! They can't even get anybody in there to rent it anymore to cover the payment. 8, distressed homeowners for various different reasons. I'm going to tell you, Kim and I sold a house on M59 in Rochester Road. Back in the north of M59, just east of Rochester Road. Now get this. Long story short, but look at these as ingredients. So think about these as ingredients in a household. Now let's take a look at her ingredients. 1, she had health issues. 2, she got divorced. 3, she had multiple mortgages on her house. And number 4, she came down with such a severe case of depression, she couldn't even leave her house. We sold her house for $310,000. Long story short, she's at the closing table. She began to cry, gave us a hug, and said, now I can start my life over again. It was like the lights came on. Let me tell you something, right there, it's worth it all. When she said, now I can start my life over again. It was like all that depression lifted off her shoulders and she was a whole new person. We just took that one thing that was pressing on her and removed it. It was worth it. We got to help somebody. Number 9, a declining market is a common situation. Are we there? Okay. Number 10, homeowners, if you're already in pre-foreclosure. Let's talk about proving your hardship, homeowners.